Alright, so all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also shalom to the other sincere followers of this truth. Alright, so today's video is going to be in the series where we are speaking on. Today's going to be the third or the second video. Alright, in the series where we speak about the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. And we're going to get to the truth and the edification behind this parable. All right, what the truth behind this parable is. Okay. We left off in Romans 8 and 16. I am going to pick up back there and read that, and then we'll move on. All right. So this is Romans chapter 8, verse 16 in the King James. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God." All right, the Israelites. Okay, and you can't just, what some other people have done, just label yourself the people without fitting the prophecies. All right, the prophecies speak to everything. They point out everything, and they do not fail. All right, so what does something else this verse does is it humbles you. You can't just walk up on anyone and say that they are not an Israelite, or even you can't even say that some are an Israelite. There's different complexions of Israelites. All right, we were spread into all nations, so we look like all nations. We walk, talk, act like, and worship like all nations. All right, but with that being said, the Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, whose real name is Yahweh Shai, all right, that is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus among other names. Now, with that being said about the Israelites looking like all nations, he indeed looked like a dark skinned black, as what the world calls it, a so-called black man. All right, that description is in the scriptures. All right, but Israelites today, we can come in all forms, all shapes, sizes. All right, we look like all peoples because we come from all peoples. We were spread into all peoples, and the Lord is going to gather us back from all peoples. All right. So, and Yahweh, all right, speaking of the name Yahweh Shai, Yahweh is the name, the true name of whom this world ignorantly calls God. God is a trait and a title, but his name is Yahweh. All right, he is the Almighty. All right, so again, Romans 8 and verse 16. "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God." All right, so it's the Spirit that beareth witness. Okay. So let's move on with this parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, we're going to go to Psalm 73rd chapter and verse 5. All right, it's warm out here today, right? So Psalm 73 and verse 5, it reads, "They are not," speaking of the rich man represents Esau, Edom, okay, and Lazarus represents Israelites. All right, in the states that we are both in. Okay, Esau's living, or the rich man lived sumptuously, so is Esau. All right, Lazarus was laid upon the rich man's doorstep with sores, just waiting for crumbs. All right, Israel lives the same way today. Okay. Anyway, Psalm 73 and verse 5, it reads, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right, so this goes back to the mark of Cain. Okay. The Lord made it so that Edom would fare sumptuously for a moment. All right. And his moment is coming to an end. All right. So the Lord made it so that Edom would fare sumptuously for a moment and be prosperous for a little season. This is prophesied. All right. So we can do nothing about it. Like I said, everything in the scriptures are faithful and true. There's nothing that any man or anyone on here on this earth can do to come against the Lord and how he wrote this to happen. Okay. How he wrote this to play out. Uh, so let me see, where was I? So all of this stated above is why Asaph stated that he almost slipped. He almost went off because of the vexation and the envy of the prosperity of the wicked. Just like today. All right. We know these wicked people are in power and we know they thrive being wicked. All right. So some of us get taken by this world and start doing wickedly. Because it seems like the spirit of this earth being wicked, that's what you need to do to come up, is be wicked. All right. This world steers you towards that. It gives an example of being wicked and thriving and surviving, right? Living prosperously. Okay. So Asaph wanted for Israel to be in that position. All right. Asaph wanted the righteous to be prosperous, not the devils. Okay. All right. So we now have to accept that this is all prophecy, and which means, all right, we must live these things out. This is a script. All right. For lack of a better word, this is like a script. Okay. This is the way the Lord wrote this out, and this is the way it's playing out. All right, let me read that again. Psalm 73 and 5 in the NLT. All right, it reads, they don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. That is so clear, right? That is so clear. We all cannot, come on, man. Your eyes, I don't know. I don't know. The only way you can't see it is if the Lord blinded you. All right? The only way you can't see it is if the Lord blinded you to see this. It is clear, okay, that these people are not in trouble like other people. All right? So let's read that again in the good news. Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they do not suffer as other people do. They do not have the troubles that others have. All right? Yes, different people have different struggles. All right? But everyone thrives for the same kind of prosperity in this world. And only one people really thrive at that, man. Only one people are on the top, the tippy top, the tip of the top. All right? We know who that is. Okay? Let's go to 2nd Ezra now in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. All right? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9 in the Apocrypha. Okay, it reads, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? It just said what we were stating. And people are at the top, and their empire is crumbling. We can see that coming now too, unless you aren't paying, well, like I said before, unless the Lord blinded you to it. This place is falling. Esau's rulership is on its way out. All right? They're they're trying to take down the truth. Look, no matter where they go, there they are. Okay? They cannot hide. All right? They're trying everything to hide. All right? But they can't hide. The scriptures put the spotlight on them. All right? Let me read that again in the Good News translation. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. In the Good News translation. Give me a minute. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 9 in the Good News. All right. It reads, Esau represents the end of this age. All right. And Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. The things that we speak about these scriptures, all right, the righteousness that is all over these scriptures, the will of the Lord, that is what is going to rule 100%, no doubt, righteousness in the next earth age. All right. So if you got caught up, this also points to the words. All right. So in the King James Apocrypha, it used the word world. All right. Let me read that again. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So if you just get stuck on English and you don't do any research, you don't do any listening, you would think that this world is going to end, and we'll go to another world and start another one. No. Listen to this Good News translation. It says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Esau represents the end of this age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. All right, this earth is not going to be destroyed. This world, as Esau has ran it, along with Esau, is going to be destroyed. All right, this place is about to spring to life when the Lord comes back. All right, it's going to begin to come back to life. Okay, so let's go to Genesis chapter 4. All right, Genesis 4, and we're going to read, verses 13 through 15. Genesis 4, 13 through 15. All right. And it reads, And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. All right. All right. Again, and Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. All right. Cain became albino. All right. Cain became albino, but Esau was born with leprosy. All right. This world has a different definition of leprosy that is told you. All right. Look in the scriptures. What does it tell you leprosy is in the scriptures? All right. Especially when it comes to Miriam. All right. Moses. All right. There were 2 incidents of the Lord putting leprosy on them and then changing them back. Okay. Go look at those examples. Okay. Now let's read that again in the NLT. Genesis 4 and 13. So what is a fugitive, man? One who escapes justice. And they do that all the time, man. They travel around escaping justice, man. Genesis 4, verses 13 through 15 in the NLT. And it reads, Cain replied to the Lord, my punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me. The Lord replied, no, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you. Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. Okay? Read that again in the Good News. All right? Read that again in the Good News. Genesis 4, 13 through 15. In the Good News translation, it says, and Cain said to the Lord, this punishment is too hard for me to bear. You are driving me off the land and away from your presence. I will be a homeless wanderer on the earth, and anyone who finds me will kill me. But the Lord answered, no. If anyone kills you, 7 lives will be taken in revenge. So the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone whom met him not to kill him. All right. So who gets in? I mean, you see what's going on. They've been driven from the front of the Lord, man. They do not even consider the Lord to this day because they know they've been driven from him. All right. So again, Cain has protection from the Lord. All right. Cain has protection from the Lord. Let's go back to Psalm 73 and verse 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right. Cain has protection from the Lord. All right. He wrote it this way. All right. He uses them. He has a purpose for them. All right. He formed that piece of clay for a purpose, to be who they are. All right. They do the things that they do for a purpose, but their pride has lifted up within them, and now they don't consider the Lord. They just think they do everything on their own. All right. All right. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. All right, Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. It reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right, Esau is still protected to this day. All right, but the Lord, the Lord's sword, all right, or these missiles that are going to hit this land, all right, will come down upon Edomites. Okay, Idumea being the Greek word for Edom. All right, Idumea is the Greek word for Edom. All right, bathed in heaven is referring to this world is Edom's. This world is Edom's heaven. He's living sumptuously. Why would it not be his heaven? All right, he fared sumptuously every day, as a matter of fact. Why would this not? This is his heaven. All right, they are in rulership. Just like hell can be a mind state, so can heaven. All right, so Edom is in heaven, man. Their mind state is on high. Their pride is running on full blast right now. All right, maybe not full now because they're starting to fall. All right, they're starting to fall. So let's read that again in the NLT, Isaiah 34 and 5. All right, Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5 in the NLT. It reads, and when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom, the nation I have marked for destruction. All right, the nation where he has indignation with forever. All right, okay, same nation, Edom. Okay, let me do that again in the good news. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. In the good news, it says, the Lord has prepared his sword in heaven, and now it will strike Edom, those people whom he has condemned to destruction. That is their future. This is what they are running from ultimately. They know these things are true. They know these scriptures are true, and they're doing everything. They're trying to do everything in their power to escape it. But in doing that, they're showing who they are. Every step they take shows who they are. All right? These scriptures, these prophecies show who they are. The words that the Lord is putting in uh, his men's hearts and minds to speak are showing who they are. All right? Their reaction to these words, them putting us on a most violent list, them banning the videos, okay, is showing uh, who they are. They can't escape this, right? And neither can we, for that matter. We cannot escape prophecy. We can't escape these scriptures. We are all subjected to these scriptures. All right, we are all subject to these scriptures. Okay, so let me get that in the. I think I just read it in the good news. So let's now go to Job, chapter 20. Job 20. Job 20, verses 4 through 5, all right? All right, Job chapter 20, verses 4 and 5 in the King James. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. All right. This has only been, I mean, it seems like it's been forever because it has been our entire lifetime, this lifetime. But what about the ones previous? All right. This has been a short while. All right. This has been a short while. So they have an even shorter time period now to do whatever it is they're going to do. And how do we know what they are going to do next? These scriptures tell us. All right. Edom is ruling for a short time, but it will soon be taken away from them. Okay. And yes, this is going to go, this ties to Lazarus and the rich man. Just keep up. All right. Let me read that again in the NLT. Job chapter 20, verses 4 and 5. Okay. It reads in the NLT, it reads, the triumph of the wicked has been short lived, and the joy of the godless has been only temporary. So yes, even you that are holding on to Esau's side, all right, to his ways, to his philosophies, all his confusion he's thrown out here for you to get hooked on, all right, your time is short, all right. You're holding on to something that is about to be destroyed, man. Let me read that again in the good news. Job 20, verses 4 and 5. It reads, surely you know that from ancient times, when we humans were first placed on the earth, no wicked people have been happy for long. That kind of is speaking vaguely. These two translations spoke more to the point, but this still stands. Let's read that again. Surely you know that from ancient times, when we humans were first placed on earth, no wicked people have been happy for a long time. So you can tie that you can see how that fits the other two scriptures. But the other two points out that more so points towards Esau Edom. This one is kind of speaking vaguely, but they are wicked people, and it uh, in the bigger scheme of things, this happiness that they have had, it hasn't been a long time, man. It has not been a long time, and it's about to come to an end. All right. So that's not all for this topic, but that's all for this topic on this video. All right, Lord willing, the next video will be part 3, I think, in this series. All right. But before this video gets cut off, all right, I wanted to again say that the Lord told us, Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, to warn people. All right, to warn the remnant. All right, to speak specifically, to warn the remnant. All right, and one of the warnings that is coming, one of the big prophecies that is coming, is the one that he warned us about in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Keep in mind that this thing is here on the earth. Okay, the difference is why this prophecy hasn't taken place yet is because of what's stated at the beginning of this verse that I'm about to read. All right, this thing has to be made mandatory, and it will be made mandatory. All right, it is the micro C hip. Okay, it's either going to go in your body, your lower extremities, or your head. Okay, all right, but it is already here, but it just hasn't been made mandatory yet. But we are headed there. The dollar is crashing. Money is going to not be known as dollar bills anymore, but electronically. Okay, all right. So let me read this. So this is a one of the warnings. All right, one of the prophecies that is coming. Revelation 13 verses 16 and 17 in the King James version. And he, the wicked, all right, Esau Edom, okay, and his cohorts, his confederates, all right, he's gonna force their hand to push this thing, okay. All right, so listen up. Revelation 13 verses 16 and 17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, they're going to come at you with conveniences, okay? Whether that be, we'll give you so many credits if you get this thing. He might come at you and say, we'll give you 200, I don't know, we'll give you 3 million credits. And here it is, you thinking about the dollar, you think that means $2 million. All right, come to find out, 2 million credits will get you what, I don't know, a nickel got you in this world. I don't know, man, these people are slick. They slick just to get that thing in you, man. Just so you get that micro C hip. People aren't going to think that deeply about it. They're going to make a decision on the fly, like the Lord's men aren't down here telling them. Okay? This thing is wrong. This thing is bad. This thing is a sin. This thing is unholy. Or outside the temple. Keep that shit outside of your temple. All right? Okay? But you think it's only going to be conveniences they try to get you to, they try to tempt you with? Hell nah. They're going to threaten that. Hey, man. They waiting to put them threats on you. They are waiting to, that's probably what they licking their chops at, man. They waiting to do you harm. All right? They probably want motherfuckers to fight back. Because they thirst for blood, man. These people ain't changed all over time, bruh. Excuse me. They ain't changed all over time. All right? As a matter of fact, if they've changed, they've gotten worse. I mean, it does say these days that are coming up are going to be worse than any day that has ever been on the earth. So, yeah, they're getting worse. They're getting worse, man. All right. So they're gonna threaten you, your loved ones, your baby babies, man. I'm talking about your firstborns. They're gonna threaten to take them away, and who knows what they're gonna do when they take them away. I wouldn't put it past them to throw them in a meat grinder. Anything that we can think of, it's probably gonna be worse than that, man. All right. But they coming. They're coming with this thing. It's already here. And for all y'all saying that you ain't gonna step all the way into you ain't gonna mess with no digital dollars, that's bullshit, man. They already got the world. Look, everybody is already in a digital mind state. Who uses cash anymore? Who does not have credit cards? All right? Who doesn't have that credit card with the little C hip in it? Who ain't tapping and swiping? Okay? Banks turning away people if they want cash, they own, or what they thought was their own money. All right? This thing is here. All right? And they are going to press it upon you, man. Fully. All right? Okay? You and your kids, you and your loved ones, or you yourself are going to have to live outside of society and deal with other people that are starving, man. You think it's going to be all friendly? Especially people that are outside of the truth, man. Everybody's going to turn into brute beasts if you don't take that C hip. All right? You're going to have to deal in the wild with these wild beasts, okay? Like I said, this message is to the remnant, which the remnant, they aren't going to be able to get anyway. Does that mean we don't give warning? No, we were told to give warning, even though things are going to go the way that the Lord planned it to go. So we do these things to the best of our ability. Okay? Like I said, prophecies have to happen. These things that are written have to happen. And in these pages, people are going to give warning. All right? People are going to give warning. The remnant is going to hear. The remnant is going to stay away from this micro C hip. Okay? But almost 9 billion souls are going to take this thing, man. Excuse me. Yeah, almost 9 billion souls. But in America, all right, just speaking to America, only 1/3 of Israelites are not going to take it. 2/3 are going to take it, or the Lord's going to take you out of here before it's even presented to you, one way or the other. A lot of people are going to die here, man. A lot of people, everyone outside of being the 1/3 of Israelites, are going to die here in America. All right. So back to the warning of this micro C hip. There are no verses in here that say you can repent after you take it. But there are verses in here that tell you what will happen if you do take it. In the next chapter, Revelation 14, verses 9 and 10, this is what it says. Now listen up. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand," if you take that micro C hip, all right, "the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." You're done. You are done you are done when you take this thing. Because there's probably somebody listening to this video that is going to take it. Lord willing, I don't take it. We are not going to know until the Lord's day. All right? This is not something that you want to do. It's not a good look. Definitely ain't going to be a good look after you take it. All right? So just keep watch. Pray. Keep watch. Pay attention. And listen. Okay? Repent and return. All right? So with that, I'd like to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukaha Kodash, Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And shalom to the other sincere followers of this truth. And the only ones that are sincere in following this truth and listening and doing the things that the Lord tells you to do, doing the things that are pleasing to Him, are the remnant. Okay? So that's what I mean by sincere. Okay? Anyway, with that, we'll see you in the next video, Lord willing. Shalom.